What up, YouTube, man? I'm back. Sorry for the hiatus. Sometimes you just gotta uh live life a little bit, take care of business, get your health back right, deal with a few things. Uh, C19 is real. Um, I know a few people that have passed away from it, but that's not what this is about. But listen, everybody be careful and love each other. But tonight's episode is brought to you by drugs, right? And you see the background. But look, I was this actually made my day. I mean, it's not a laughing matter, but it was funny to me during the time. But it's kind of serious though. So let me switch my screen here real quick. Let me see. Yeah. Okay, so I gotta zoom in on this, right? And I'm gonna read the first March 11th, 2002. This was actually sent to me by one of my brothers. This note was sent home from his schools. There are a few things I would like to bring to your attention so you are aware and can have important conversations with your children and to make you aware of some changes for our fifth graders for the remainder of the year. First, I was made aware that during a recess on 3/10/2022, there were fifth grade students who snorted powdered candy. And when asked by an adult what was happening, the response was, it was crack. It was crack. It was crack. So look, and I wanted and I wanted to make you aware that the teachers and I had a conversation with the entire fifth grade body about while under no circumstances this was okay. Okay, so I'm gonna stop it there. Um, listen, oh boy, oh boy. So it's not funny, but it caught me off guard. And if I read it again, I'm gonna laugh again. So whatever. But listen though, man, this is you guys got to be careful what your kids watch, man. Um, what you see on TV, and I know people, they're watching Power and whatever. I don't even know whatever what other TV shows that's heavy on the drug use. But listen, your children are a representation of you, and for them to be going to school now, some things are naturally, taught or whatever, but some things that it was taught. And if they had a powdered candy and they crushed it up and they're snorting it up their noses, man, listen, you guys gotta be intentional about what you guys let your kids intake, man. Um, be careful what TV shows that you watch around them. Even be careful on what music that you listen to. Like I'm a big down south rapper fan. I'm a big New York rapping fan too. I mean, but when I tell you, like, I love Ti, Big Crit, Outkast, Gucci, you know, I mean, I love J. Cole and Jay Z, and Kanye is, you know, one of my favorites, and so is Game. Game is one of my favorites. So is Busta Rhymes. But when I tell you that my kids don't know who they are, and I don't listen to that music when they're in the car, right? Um, they know who Music Soul Child is. They know who Jill Scott is. You know, uh, I know they know some of the younger rappers, but I even try to deter them from listening to even some of the younger rappers, because to be honest, I don't want them going to school mimicking what they hear or what they see, man. Like children's minds are, oh, they're like an empty 15 terabyte hard drive. They take it all in. They just take it all in. And and when I read that, like it caught me so off guard. And I was, laying next to my wife, and I was dying. I was dying. I was cracking up. But it realized, it made me realize like I have a fifth grade son. Um, I have a daughter that's in fourth grade. I have another son that's in first grade, and I have a daughter that's starting kindergarten. And how they have school set up is kindergarten through fifth grade. They're all in the same schools, right? So when you're sending your kids to school, this is what they're exposed to, man. They're exposed to other parents being negligent and letting their kids do and see anything. All right, this note should not have had to been sent home, uh, because already the kids are starting to normalize drug use, and that's the scary part. Is that whatever kid did this, or whatever children did this, they're already starting to normalize drug use. They already think it's cool, and they're in fifth grade, so they're about 10 and 11 years old. Some may be as young as 9. They're already normalizing this crap, man. And that's the scary part. So where will they be at when they get to middle school? Where would they be at when they get to high school? If you think that this is bad, I mean, the first time that I saw a gun in school, I was in seventh grade, right? Um, and it went up from there. Your kids normalize what they see their parents do, what you let them watch on TV. I mean, and with all the technology that's out, there's options to have things like kid friendly. Like you could put a block on YouTube, you could put a block on Netflix, and all that stuff because I've done it with all my kids, you know. So, parents, be careful. Please do a better job of, you know, not letting your kids intake so much, man. And then let's say that it's not the parents' fault because, they don't watch it around their children. Listen, social media, you could block that too. Like, I know so many parents that get the phone and they just turn it over to their kids. No, you can block what your kids can download. Shield their minds as much as possible. So that way, when they do get old enough and the world just starts spitting, crap, like you at least have built their mind up to where they won't fall vulnerable mentally to some of these things. Um, but we all, as parents, every last one of us, no matter what the race, have to do a better job of monitoring our kids. Social media is trash, almost like regular TV puts too much on there. So to me, it's trash. Um, you got to kind of pick and choose what your kids can watch, and everything is not for young eyes. Um, and don't let your children normalize things like drug use. Um, Last story, I went to pick up my son, and he was outside with one of his friends, and I seen him down the way. And by the time I walked down there, they didn't see me coming because their backs were turned to me. One of the other boys was like, Yeah, nigga, I got my gun. And like he pointing it and he putting it down in his pants and he sagging his pants and yada yada yada. Now this was a couple years ago, so the little boy was like probably like 7 or 8, you know, and he already normalizing it, and it wouldn't, and it's always a big deal, but it's an even bigger deal because one of my son's football teammates in uh, a weight class higher than him, I think his weight class was one weight class higher than him, was shot by one of his friends that was playing with a gun, and it was an accident, but because it's normal to be around guns and people playing with guns, that young man lost his life. Now, I'm not gonna say what football team that he played for. I'm not gonna say his name because I haven't talked to his parents or the people that are grieving to use his name like that. Um, but um, but yeah, and I was so mad at my son because I'm like, when you see people like that doing these things, you walk away from them. I don't want you normalizing being around people that don't know how to use guns, playing with guns. I don't care if it's a play gun or not, because eventually those play guns turn into real guns. But it's about 2 o'clock in the morning. I need to go to bed because I get up at 6. But um, once again, sorry. Uh, I need to do better. I got a couple subscribers, and people may notice that. Yeah, man, you haven't put out anything in about a month, and I'm supposed to be at least putting out 3 a week. So, um, I just wanted to drop you guys this little his little bit. You know, just be sure, man, um, to you know show this to some people, uh, and beware of what your children intake. You know. To then, everybody be safe.